Well, Harry, it's the most heartbreaking way for your tournament to end. I know it's going to be incredibly raw, but what are your immediate thoughts?
Yeah, just gutted for the boys, gutted for everyone, the team, the staff, the fans. Yeah, we played a good game for the large majority of it. Once we went 1-0 up, we seemed to just try and hold on, which, you know, at this level is not enough. So just gutted because we've worked so hard to be here, and the lads have given every last bit of running, sweat, blood, tears, whatever it is. So to fall short like we did today is just gutted.
Why was it so hard to get any momentum after the goal, do you think?
Yeah, we struggled to get pressure on the ball. I thought, especially first half and start of the second half, we pressed them well. We put them under loads of pressure, especially high up the pitch, which then allowed us to win balls, control the game a little bit better. After the goal, whether it's them putting more men forward or us just not being able to match them man for man, it just was wave after wave, and we were trying to hold on. Lads were putting blocks in, but in the end, it was just it wasn't enough.
Did it feel at the end that after the exertion you put in the last two games, perhaps it was almost one ask too far to find another response?
Yeah, I don't know. The boys always are ready for any moment in the game, and when we went ahead, the messaging was to go again and get another goal, and and then obviously once they scored their 2 goals, it was to try and find something, but we couldn't quite get the momentum back in the game.
You're having to do this interview down the Argentina end of the pitch as well, which makes it even more difficult. But what can England learn from this? What can you take forward?
Yeah, we had a lot of good moments in this tournament. A lot of good games. Another semi-final. We talk about knocking on the door. We're close. We just need to find that missing piece in the final stage of the tournament. You know, these tournaments take it out of you so much. Effort and pressure and mentality, and we've shown a lot of that throughout the whole 6-7 weeks we've been together. But yeah, we're just missing that final piece.
Thanks for talking to us, Harry.
2 goals in 6 minutes and 34 seconds put Argentina into their second successive World Cup final. They have come from 1-0 down to beat England by 2-1. That winner in stoppage time, Lautaro Martinez, making it 2-1. And for the fans here in Atlanta who couldn't get their hands on any tickets, well, they enjoyed a great semi-final. And although he didn't score in this one, the world's best player made the difference for Argentina. How lucky are we to witness his greatness? Plenty more post-match reaction from a great semi-final next. Player of the match, sponsored by Michelob Ultra. I think you know who it is. The 39-year-old who has dominated this World Cup, whether he scores or not. His dream of back-to-back World Cups is well and truly alive. Lionel Messi. As we welcome you back to Atlanta Stadium, let me just put you in the picture. Well, you can see it behind me. The Argentina fans, very few of them have left their seat, and they are serenading the Argentina players in front of them, especially directly behind us, as you can see there. It's a beautiful scene for the defending world champions.
Now we can finally know where they were and how many were there.
I know. Look, what do you think? A 70-30?
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was.
What a World Cup semi-final we have just witnessed. Let's show you the story from start to finish. Coming into this game, plenty of huge names. Lexi, Harry Kane for England, that man for Argentina. Start us off.
Huge names, but not a whole lot of action, especially in the first half. So slim pickings. We take a look at this one here with Alvarez getting a shot off. Jordan Pickford seeing it all along and just gets something on it here, but few and far between when it came to opportunities. So let's get into this 55th minute. And finally, the deadlock is broken. Watch this ball. My goodness, from Rodgers. Watch the way that he curls it right around the back of the defense. And I'll tell you what, Anthony Gordon, one, way to be onside, and two, on that second hop here, look, or the first hop here, look at this. To just steer it into the far corner, and now you think, oh my goodness, deadlock broken. David Beckham's happy. Everybody's happy from an England perspective, and they think, they believe. And not so fast. You got to play defense. Argentina starts to grow into the game, getting opportunities. Wonderful tackle here. Spence, he just reads this perfectly. He has to be perfect in this moment, and he is. Gets to the ball, potentially saves a goal. Simeone on the ground, but they keep coming.
But Lex, Lionel Messi started to play his symphony. He went on the right, back on his left foot. That's all he did the whole end of the second half. Put the ball on the head of Nico Gonzalez, and Pickford came to the rescue. But that was the first note. Just the first note. As you can see here, Pickford, he has to save that. Still a good save, But the music was coming even more, louder. Now, you can see here, the ball is asking for the ball. Leo, for this time, is inside. What a cross, by the way. And we all thought that the ball was in because we had the view from the other side of where we are. I was like, oh, that's a goal. Bang, post. But as you said, Lex, earlier, and Zlatan also, they hit the post. They didn't care. Let's keep going. And then the big man came on, and I will leave that one for Zlatan after, because it's going to be, as we all know now, first and foremost, the goal of Enzo Fernandez. An assist for Leo Messi. Once again, attracting the ball on the right, putting the ball in the middle for Enzo Fernandez. Jude Bellingham wasn't far to block it, but he didn't block it. And also, we had a nice view, because we could see it as soon as the ball left his foot. I was like, wow, it's over. 1-1.
Momentum.
And then the moment when the beautiful moment happened. Good shot by McAllister, second post from him. First one with the header, second one with the right foot, and look at this one. I said yesterday, you're going to see left foot of God, you got to see the right foot of God. What a cross, and look at that header. Good goal. But look at this celebration. Everybody goes to Messi and not Martinez. Martinez goes also to Messi because they know who the man is and they know who made the difference. And look how much it means for this guy. Beautiful, beautiful moment. Emotional.
And by the way, Lionel Messi now has 8 goals and 4 assists at this World Cup, and he leads the Golden Boot race as Argentina will move into their 7th World Cup final. They have won 3 of the previous 6 as they have taken down.
Look at this.
Sent running.
That's a good one, to be fair.
That is a good. Oh my.
So it's Argentina then who make the World Cup final. And as we looked at the story of that day, Zlatan, and especially the Enzo Fernandez goal there, just 4 minutes before the end of the game, England were 4 minutes from the World Cup final plus stoppage time. But that goal from Enzo Fernandez felt like the most coming goal of all time. It felt like everyone knew it was coming. When you're playing in that game as an Argentina player, do you also know it's coming?
But you feel it. They put pressure on them, just like the gentleman here said. The music was coming and it got louder. They got a lot of opportunities. They hit the post. They had other opportunities after that also. Then you got to see here the shot from Enzo Fernandez. By the way, what a game he did also, Fernandez. Magic also. Look at this shot. Not a power shot, but precision. Precision, a little knuckleball there, or what do you say, Thierry?
Whatever it is, it's beautiful, and the ball went in. That's the most important. They got done on the corner.
And this makes England even more in deeper water. How do you say? Like
exactly that.
Oxygen finish. But before that, they were too defensive. Listen, we can say about Argentina, they're amazing. Messi is amazing. But England, they were too defensive.
And I'm interested, Thierry, from an England player's point of view, when you are then going deeper and deeper and your manager is essentially sending that message on, I assume, you tell us, do you know you're doing it? Are you trying to step up? Or what happens in the psyche of a player?
First and foremost, I'm going to have to bring you back to when you're on the bench as a coach. Things go so quickly. We sit here, we're calm. We're having a sandwich, we're having a coffee, and we're like, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. Right. Now we need to analyze it.
Thierry, explain with Rashford what happened.
We need to analyze it. Rashford was supposed to come on just before Gordon scores. Then Gordon scores, then suddenly 5 minutes after he goes into a back 5. And then when you go into a back 5 early, you lose Rhys James. Then you lose Rhys James. What do you go about it? Then Spence changes. Then you put O'Reilly. But then O'Reilly now is playing on the wing. What are you doing? Boom, they score. Where do you go from that 5-3-2? and then boom, they score again, and then you try to put guys towards the end. It's not easy. I will repeat it again. They went into a back five too early. But I also will tell you something. When you're on that bench and you start to think and you look at the clock, you're like, it's nearly the end. And sometimes you look again and you're like, 20 minutes has passed. I can assure you that it's not that easy, but still, he went into a backfight too early. You don't play that team too low, too early like that.
That is so interesting because, of course, for fans it goes so slowly, but for the coaches it goes so fast. Zlatan, you were going to say?
That's why I said Thierry explained with the situation with Rashford. That's the dynamics. What was supposed to happen and what happened. He was meant to go for Rashford to come in and push for the counter-attacks, and then suddenly you score a goal in that moment. You go in a back five. They had in total 6 defenders totally at a certain point, the England team. But this is the feeling you have as a coach. This time it didn't go his way. It went in Scaloni's way when he pushed all the offensive players. He played the cards right for Tuchel. He didn't play the cards right, but if Tuchel would have win the game, we would have said, whoa, what a genius. Like, he went on the defensive part. Argentina couldn't put a hole on them. And then, if you look at Argentina, everything happened in the end. In the end, like the last minutes. Not how you start, how you end, yeah.
You've always said it, Lex.
Well, I mean, now we've taken a little time away. And again, if I put myself in an England's fan's shoes, and Tuchel at times, there are games where you say, look, we just got beaten by a better team. We weren't in it. This is not one of those games. This game will and should be dissected in terms of the decisions that were made. To Thierry's point, it's easy from up here to do that. But this was one that was in the palm of their hand for, at times during the game, and certainly when they got that goal. We have seen in this tournament where Tuchel has done the same thing and tried to ride out and done it very well in terms of managing the time and managing the game. It didn't happen in this one. Thomas Tuchel will be the first to tell you that it is very, very fine margins when you get to this point in terms of the separation of teams and what separates winning and losing. And so I think it's going to be fair in this postmortem to look at what happened and the decisions that were made, and were they right? Always going to be relative to what the final score is, but again, it was in the palm of their hand, and it was taken out. Yes, by a wonderful team, and yes, by one of the greatest of all time. But you wonder, even this England team, did they have the wherewithal on the bench, both in terms of the players and in terms of Thomas Tuchel, to see this out? I think they would all say yes, but this is why we ultimately play the games.
This was a different loss from yesterday. France, they lost yesterday, but you could say like they didn't have a chance because Spain was much better. Here, England was leading, and if they would handle the situation differently, they could have won. So they should be more disappointed than the French team yesterday.
No, I just wanted to say well done, England, because the way it started, it didn't look it was going to be like this. Bellingham was outstanding. Ken was outstanding. I mean, we can name those two because they were more the guys that scoring the goals. Gordon scored tonight, but I would say that it looks bright for you guys, and it will happen eventually. So, well done, England, seriously, because it didn't look like it was going to be that way. I didn't doubt it, but a lot of people were doubting it. You still didn't make the final, but carry on going.
Okay, chaps, thank you. Lots more to come from the gentlemen. But for the Fox moment of the match, sponsored by Ferrero Rocher, incredible scenes in Buenos Aires. And here is why they are celebrating. Lautaro Martinez came on in the 81st minute. Look at that scene, by the way. And look at that, the substitution that proved, you have to say, in the end, to be an inspired decision by Lionel Scaloni, because it was Martinez who headed in Lionel Messi's cross for the stoppage time winner. Diego Maradona won a World Cup in North America in 1986. Lionel Messi's one victory away from doing the same. We're going to look ahead to Sunday's final between Spain and Argentina next. fans in Buenos Aires, they're in dreamland. Worth seeing that shot again, isn't it? Argentina coming from behind today to stun England in the latest chapter of this storied rivalry. The holders are off to Sunday's final. England coming up short in their quest again to end a 60-year trophy drought. It's yet another near miss for Harry Kane and co. And Harry Kane shared his thoughts after the match just a few moments ago.
What can England learn from this? What can you take forward?
Yeah, we had a lot of good moments in this tournament. A lot of good games. Another semi-final. We talk about knocking on the door. We're close. We just need to find, that missing piece in the final stage of the tournament. You know, these tournaments take it out of you so much effort and pressure and mentality, and we've shown a lot of that throughout the whole 6-7 weeks we've been together. But yeah, we're just missing that final piece.
Jules, Carly, Landon, thank you so much. We are going to talk about the World Cup final in just a second. I've just been handed a stat that backs up everything that these three said, not just post-game. I have to say, throughout that second half, the average possession between England's goal, the Anthony Gordon goal in the 55th minute, to Lautaro Martinez's winner, the average possession, 12% England, 88% Argentina. We have talked that to death. It just backs up what you guys were saying. Spain-Argentina, Alexi. What are you excited for that? Everything.
It was interesting now, off air I was asking T, what do you think Spain wanted more or felt was a better matchup for them, either England or Argentina? You think it was, they would rather have had England, right?
Yeah, I actually didn't finish when it's because of what does Leo represent in Spain. He played all his career there, and the fear that they I said, because we can see that they're a good team, that they might have facing him might be stronger than any other human being because of what they've seen so many times in their country. That's the reason why.
Well, what we saw over here, we came on air, and I was calling it a knife fight, and it was, with the fouls and the yellow cards and just the beautiful ugliness, if you will, of this game. And we talked about the game yesterday that involved Spain. That was a much more refined type of affair, and so now you have these kind of two competing cultures clashing in this final. What we saw yesterday from Spain in terms of the possession, I don't think that that's necessarily going to change against a team like Argentina. I will say this, time and time again, we have questioned this Argentina team in going to the well and wondering if it's going to come up empty. Again here tonight, they showed that it isn't. But is this the night where they took that last scoop? I don't know. Are you going to bet against them with a guy like Messi and with what this team is? There always seems to be a little bit of water in this Argentinian well, and it's served them well.
Zlatan, the final?
Listen, Spain handled France very good. I believe they can handle this Argentina also. They're going to play their possession. Argentina is not a counter-attack team. They like the way they played today. Obviously, England went too defensive and they had the possession. They were attacking. But I believe Spain is going to do their thing. They're going to play collective. They're going to give and go, keep those passes go around. And then you're going to challenge on the sides with Yamal. And I believe Argentina, if they don't have patience, they're going to start hunt the ball and lose patience and be more aggressive. But I believe Spain is going to dominate that game.
For me, look, what else do you want? European champion versus South American champion and world champion. Lamine Yamal versus Leo Messi. The future, and this guy is the past, the present, and the future, and the forever. So, yeah. Let's wait and see what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see that. Obviously, I would have loved to see France there. You would have loved to see England there. But we're going to play for the third and fourth place.
Maybe we should go to Miami and do that one.
No, I'm okay.
Listen, we are not in the final. England, France,
none of
us.
US.
All failed.
But we are going to the final.
We are going to the final.
That was sure that we were going to the final.
We're going to have a party either way.
Even after the red together?
Yeah, but she got suspended one game. She was back after that one game.
Not only are we going to the final, it's a 4-hour build-up as well for you on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern.
4 hours.
Is when 4 hours, my friend. Now, with the World Cup winding down, the summer of soccer rolls on as MLS returns Friday night on Fox with a doubleheader. Nashville SC take on Atlanta United, then it's LA Galaxy against LAFC. MLS Friday night on Fox. Lionel Messi not quite ready to return to Inter Miami, though. He still has a World Cup final to look forward to. Plenty more to come on Argentina's victory over England when we come back.
2026 post-game on Fox is presented by Michelob Ultra.
Celebrations in Buenos Aires with holders Argentina off to the World Cup final. They came from behind to beat England tonight 2-1. And Argentina victorious in the last match in Atlanta this summer, much to the delight of tens of thousands of fans in Buenos Aires. The defending champions came from behind to stun England. Here was the England boss, Thomas Tuchel, after the match.
You mentioned throughout the tournament that we see a better England. Did we ever really see Thomas Tuchel's England that you wanted to see?
I don't know. I have no answer to that question because I don't really know what that means. It's. I don't know. I think we saw the mentality throughout the match and the strong group, and we played the matches how they were. We played a strong against strong teams in the group. We had a lot of miles, a lot of traveling. We played in altitude. We played in 10-man. We played in the heat. We overcame every obstacle. We were very, very close today. It's not the moment now to analyze the full tournament. We just went out because we lost a crucial match.
Quick soundbite there from Thomas Tuchel. James Pearce, the reporter for The Athletic, just putting on social media another quote. It was not a structure problem. We played maybe our best game. No regrets. Your reaction, Zlatan, to that?
It's too early to answer. You have to take a day, reflect, analyze the game in a good way, and it's heat of the moment. Listen, if you ask him in 30 minutes, he will have a different answer again. And to be honest, he has been there short time. So what is Tuchel's identity? I mean, when you win, you win. The way you win is not important. Important is to win.
Thierry?
I will stand on what I say. He went into a back five too early. I don't think it was the wrong thing to do. It was just too early. Having saying that, I've been in that situation as a coach when people ask you question about your tactic, about what you did, the mentality and not. And you kind of want to stay positive with the tournament, and then you go with the defeat. So sometimes it's not always easy to be like that. Although the other day he went for it, but after a defeat is a bit more complicated. So it's only the one. I will second what Zlatan said, but I would still maintain he went into a back five too early.
Final word.
The other day he had lots to say in terms of answering the question, and today he can't even understand the question. I thought it was a simple question. I didn't think it was a gotcha question, but I get it. It's in the heat of losing this game. But I think it is a question that needs to be answered because he constantly talked about seeing the best of this team. I'm not sure we saw the best of this team today.
Gentlemen, thank you for your support this evening. Support being the operative word, by the way. This World Cup began with a record 48 teams. Spain and Argentina, the last two standing. Coverage of Sunday's final begins 11 a.m. Eastern. We bid you farewell today after the defending champions live to fight another day.
Ты не забывай, мой потерянный рай, что в тебе таится малая. Но не забирай, пока небо сохранит тот май в ней, пока в небо еще сил набрать.